Under the Wave is mainly a narratively based game. The narration brings the player through the entirety of the game, and the gameplay revolves around it. We've worked hard to make the gameplay interesting and to mesh it well with the narration, be it through the exploration of the world, through the dialogues and the scenes the player will encounter. The project started with Ronan's idea. It started 4 years ago. Originally, it came from his vision of a game he started at school, at his video game school. Ronan is the son of a Marine, ex-Marine, so he always had the love of the sea, and he really wanted to show the underwater world, and he wanted to develop how human activities had an impact on the sea, and bring a touch of narration, a heavy touch of narration, through sadness, isolation of Stan. So Stan is a professional diver, and so Stan goes through the game, taking part in different missions with his job, but as well as encountering strange events from a past he would rather have forgotten. Under the Waves is taking place in the North Sea. In the year 1970s, there's a retro-futuristic approach of style.
Yeah, we try to represent the 70s direction in mainly the life module, but also in the industrial settings with color palettes, round shapes, and maybe in the bunkers you will recognize the 70s direction. Yeah. We have about 25 species in the game, and every species in the game is really present in the North Sea. We wanted to stay as coherent as possible with the reality. We took references for the rocks formations, the different patterns on the rocks, for the flora also, for the algae, for the different plants we have in the water. And we have sharks, whales, orcas, seals, and little fishes.
You can interact with them, first of all, by scan-looking them, so you will unlock some information, Stan will make some remarks. There's this special fish that we met, it's called Joe. He's a seal, and he's a bit of he's really your friend, he's almost domestic, you know. And after that, it's really, it's a wildlife. It's not a zoo, so you don't really pet them or anything. They won't attack you. It's like, and you can't really attack them either. It wouldn't make sense for Stan to do that.
We do have an environmental aspect of this game and a message. We want to represent how us humans have an impact on the world. First and foremost, it's the little actions we take, just as picking up the bottle of oxygen in the game. It's the small things that count the most. It compounds with time. So we are here really to show the beauty of the ocean and say that every little step counts. The gameplay is linear. There is one main path of the story. At the end of the game, there will be a choice, but that's the only branching of the story. You get to feel the story as we intended.
In this game, it's really important for us that the player is at ease with swimming and moving around. We don't want the movement to feel frustrating. It's not a challenging game, but it's still something difficult to do. You know, you have to move in 360 degrees. So we iterated a lot on the controls to have something that felt smooth. We wanted to have, you know, a sense of flow and a sense of swimming, you know, when you're moving, but also a sense of precision because you need to reach some precise points.
You can explore freely in the distance and between. Have a strong silhouette in the background. So we used rocks to make big silhouettes, to make points of interest, visual points for the player to go, to want to explore.
We use breadcrumbs, like we put some resources along the way, so you can naturally follow an objective, even if you're not really aware you're doing that. We're aiming the player to the right direction. At first, we just could swim in the world. And one day we just had, you know, this idea of standing on the sand, and so we tried that. and it felt great actually when you're in small environments and you needed more precise control. It felt more heavy. It told something also about the game and about the rhythm of the game we wanted to express. We wanted streaming to feel easy, but it's still slow because you're only human and the world is huge. And the moon can be really useful for long distance traveling. You see something very far, lights shining at the horizon. You can use moon and you'll be there in seconds. And if you want to swim, if we go really far by swimming, really fast by swimming, it will feel weird. So we went for a slightly realistic swim and swim speed, and moon is fast. We didn't want the puzzles to feel frustrating and to feel. It's not a reflection game. We don't want the player to stay stuck and have to understand a complex system to complete a puzzle. We wanted the puzzle to bring something to the narration and to the story. So the puzzle is a way to tell a story with a new light and another way. The main skill we are challenging here is really observation, and not so much anything else. It's not about manipulation. It's not much about timing and anything. It's really you have to look and just listen to the story.
We really leaned heavily on the narration, just like Firewatch. And yes, you can feel the same aspect of solitude as Firewatch, with Tim being the handler of Stan. Stan's emotional state progresses throughout the game. You can feel it in his dialogues, in his interaction with the world, but also the ocean is a reflection of his mental state, so you'll see the environment change while the story is progressing and while Stan's mental state is shifting as well.
We have two diaristic directions. We have, like you said, something very realistic for everything that is man-made, like industrial settings and everything like the life module, etc. But yes, we have another artistic direction for everything that is alive, like Stan, like fishes, and like the creature you saw in the dream.
We managed to pull off this impressive style because we had the team which is very hungry to learn new tools, and so we really wanted to push the boundaries of the development and be as close as possible to the vision Renaud has about this game.